How many times have you walked out of an exec meeting hearing the words, all right, guys, this quarter, we're going to fix communication? You see it written on the whiteboard in front of you. And then 6 months later, nothing's really happened and nothing's changed.
And how many engagement surveys have come back and said that the people aren't completely happy or that accountability is lacking? But no one has a clue where to start to begin fixing the issues.
How much time, money, and consultants have you thrown at the same problems, only to find yourself in the same loop fixing it again 6 to 12 months later?
For decades, companies have tracked engagement and productivity primarily through ENPS scores, retention, maybe Slack messages sent back and forth, and through some larger enterprise platforms. But here's the problem: those only capture a fraction of what's actually going on. They're just symptoms.
40% of business failures, post product market fit and funding, come from internal issues, misalignment, people issues, broken processes, and weak leadership. But of that 40%, the engagement metrics only reflect about 30%, which means that 70% has never even been measured. And these are the things that are draining your business from the inside. And if you don't measure it, you can't fix it.
Which is why global engagement's currently at 21% from the latest Gallup report, and why that gap is costing companies $9.2 trillion every year. However, it's also why there's $21 trillion in untapped value waiting to be realized inside organizations if you know how to find it.
Now, imagine walking into your next leadership meeting and being able to say, we've increased cross-functional accountability by 23%. Meeting efficacy is up 24%, and we're already seeing productivity increases. And next quarter, we're solely focused on improving cross-functional communication by an additional 5%. And here's the exact plan of how we're going to go about doing it.
No more vague goals, no more guessing, just real metrics on communication, accountability, alignment, and leadership, finally tracked, understood, and fixable.
And that's what Lucid.org does. We measure what no one else is measuring: the operational breakdowns, leadership gaps, and structural misalignments behind the 40% of business failures.
We align your executive team and your org on what's actually happening behind the scenes and then give you a clear, focused path to fix each one of those. One metric at a time, tracked over time, with measurable ROI.
So that you can find your piece of the 21 trillion.
This isn't about how people feel, however. It's about how your organization functions cross-functionally across teams, departments, and leadership levels. We measure 11 leading indicators, putting metrics to things like, can we communicate across teams? Does everyone know where we're going, how we're getting there, and the part that they play in that growth? Or are we accountable to one another across teams?
We surface scores for each of the 11 indicators, plus a differentiation analysis, which shows you where leaders, staff, and the CEO are seeing things differently. And because we track progress over time, you don't just identify the problems, you get to start proving impact. But data alone isn't quite enough.
Lucid.org gives you a way to actually fix each one of these. We show you how to align from the top down, resolving misalignments and confusion through different groups. Then we rebuild from the bottom up, improving one score at a time using guided 7 to 18-week sprints. It's focused, sequenced, and designed to drive real change.
Now, this isn't a culture workshop. It's not a new framework, business model, or consulting engagement. It's a non-disruptive, clear path to real progress, measured and visible at every step.
We measure the root problems. We tell you where to focus. We give you the tools to fix what matters, and you get to feel the impact.
So this time, when you say we're going to fix communication, you actually do.